y'all. It's season 3 of the Be Your Own Kind podcast, and we humbly thank you for tuning in. Be Your Own Kind's mantra is there is never an inopportune time to be yourself. In other words, be you without apologies. In this season, I will be presenting nuggets and interviewing individuals that are creating their lane and rocking it. Be sure to check out the featured businesses in the description box and follow us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and pretty much every platform. Okay, now let's take flight. Well, hello, Lashae. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
I'm doing great. I'm ecstatic to talk to you because your energy on the LuLaRich documentary was everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I never expected it to be this big. For those of you who don't know, this is my second documentary. I was also featured on the Vice documentary. So I didn't expect for it to take off like this. I didn't even know it was going to be like this.
It's like on the main page on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, oh, I love those leggings because I own like 3 of those leggings. So I was just like, and
I sold those leggings.
Right, and so someone did try to get me to join, but I was like, oh, this is a lot of money, so I kind of just, didn't do it. But I guess that was a good thing.
You found me when I was giving them away for $5 a pair.
Man, I wish I was around because they were soft. They were so soft. That's what I loved about them so much.
In the beginning.
Oh,
when we changed the house and vendors and stuff like that, that it just started to go downhill. They weren't as soft and buttery as they were in the beginning. And we all started to notice it. We would be sitting at our desk and, on a break or something. They'd be like, hey, your leggings feel funny or your dress feel funny. I'd be like, yeah, girl, I thought it was me. No, it's not you. So, we would experience that stuff like that while we would be at work.
Oh, wow. So you actually saw the decline. So I'm jumping ahead. So you started with LuLaRun when it was small. Before
I started working in the home office, okay. And then after that, then I became a consultant.
Okay. So at what point? Because everything was going good. I listened to your interview on what was it? MLM. What was the name of that podcast? Life After MLM.
Roberta Blevins. Yeah, the LuLaRich. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you started.
Shout out to Roberta Blevins. Thank you for everything, sweetheart.
Yeah, that was an awesome interview, by the way. So you started in the email. Started sending emails, and then you went into onboarding, and then you later started selling LuLaRun. So you were there at the beginning. My question is, what was the pivot point when you realized things were going south with the company?
Okay, so they would have events and they would have parties, and like I would say, I didn't experience the failure part. So I couldn't say, I lost this amount of money, because I didn't lose a lot of money. I just simply walked away. I would go to a party for the weekend or something. I would go to an event, and then I would just see some stuff that was going on. And I would just be like, when I tell you nobody in the room moved, and I'm like, so we just gonna act like we all didn't see that right there? When I started seeing stuff like that, I knew, okay, it's time for you to go. Because this right here, you're not getting ready to put me. I'm not finna be part of y'all freak show, y'all freaknik. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just not. I'm so sorry. And it was starting to be weird stuff like that. And then it's like, you're uncomfortable, but it's like, God, you can't show you're uncomfortable because everybody else is walking around like nothing happened. Right. And I'm just thinking to myself, I know this person, okay, let me not be quiet. It's already bad enough. It's not that many of us that work there. And then I was known. It wasn't like I was just a regular person. You knew who I was. You knew, a lot of people knew. I had established who I was long before I became a consultant. I didn't have to do like everybody else. I didn't have to go and recruit and all that. All of that, when I started selling, I had already 25 people for me under me. I never knew them. I never met them. We were just introduced online, and it went like that. They were just excited to be in my downline. I was excited to have them. I was just like, because I'm not thinking, but then as time went by, I would see stuff, and I was like, you know what? So one day, I didn't even say anything to my mentor or my coach. I woke up, I told my one friend, And she said, I can't believe you're going to walk away. She was like, you're going to let it all go. And I was like, yeah. Because I was like, one day, this is going to come out. And I don't want to be a part of it. And I just walked away. I stopped selling. I didn't say nothing. And I just fell off just like that. And people would email me like, oh my God, what happened to you? Blah, blah, blah. And I just wouldn't respond.
I mean, what can you say, you know?
I was like, let me get out now.
Right.
Yeah. That's just basically, and I mean, I see this stuff. I get more positive feedback than anything. Shout out to everybody who supported me, followed me, tweeted me, messaged me, inboxed me. Thank you so much for all the love. I'm not racist. If I offended you, I'm sorry. That's just how I felt at the time. So I'm not sorry for that. And then it is what it is. Yeah, either you're gonna like me or you're not. There's no in between. Right. I didn't say what I said for you to like me anyway. So it's no sweat off my back. And if you don't like it, I respect your opinion. I'm not gonna go toe to toe because you can't take that away from me. I know what I experienced. I know what I saw, and I know what happened. And I would dare anyone to even try to even come and say that didn't happen, which I'm not worried about.
Right. I mean, that was the point where I resonated with you the most. You were like, yeah, I'm not getting on that boat. There's not many of us, so I'm going to pass on that boat.
And if you look at the pictures, just look at the pictures. I promise you, if you could count at least 5 Black people, I'll give you some money. Just go and look at just scroll down the thing. Because half the pictures that's in there, I probably took them anyway.
Wow. Yeah, and later on in the go ahead.
And a lot of my pictures that I have, it's not a bad thing. I never looked at it like that, but a lot of pictures that I have from like convention and LuLaRun and all of that, they're of all me and my white friends. Straight up. No sugarcoating. There wasn't a lot of African American people that was buying LuLaRun.
That's true.
African American people, they gonna see a red flag from the beginning. And they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go on and just pass on this, but I'm going to support you. And if this is what you want to do, and that's how it was for me. That's just how it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned later on in the podcast, like you meant it as far as religion. It wasn't even based on race. It was the fact of the Mormon, background, like their history, as to why you wouldn't have felt welcome.
Like you guys want to sugarcoat it and tiptoe around it. Y'all don't like African American people, and it's not no secret, and that's fine. Just as long as you respect me.
Right. So
I have a job to do. You asked me to do the job. You felt for whatever reason you put me this high up. I didn't ask for this position. You put me here. So I was good enough for you to run your whole onboarding department, which made you a lot of money.
Yeah, you said 100 people you onboarded 100 people in one day at one time.
Yeah, and that was just me. So what about my whole team though?
Wow.
They onboarded people too. So if I did 100, I did things like bringing donuts and bringing coffee in the morning, get you guys going, excite you guys, get you guys so you can be up there with me. I know if I could do it, you could do it. You don't have to do 100, but you can do some. Let's get going. And that's how I would inspire them every day. Don't worry about what's going on in home office because we had a lot of drama. That's not no secret. Focus on right here. We're everything to this. We are home office. And not to discredit any people that did everything else, but everybody know what it took to onboard. So I'm not gonna take nothing from nobody. We are the core of home office. We were the people that called you and told you, welcome to the family. Now give me your money. I was taking money from people all day, 10,000 here, 12,000 here, 5,000 here. So don't tell me I didn't have an important role because I did this every day, 6 times a week.
Oh my!
And that was including my team. So yeah, we brought in you a lot of money. And they could have fixed this because we would see this stuff. I would go through my emails. I had access to a lot of stuff. And and I would tell Mark, I would be like, I get it. You're running a business with anybody. Hey, I can't give you all your money back, but here, let me see what I can do. Or here, give me back these leggings and I'm going to give you these, just something. And they never even thought about that because they could have saved it. Everybody goes through this when you start a business. Everybody is going to fail at some point. You're going to run into the bullshit. You're going to run into it. That's how you learn from it.
Right.
But when you run into it, you got to learn from it. You don't go and be greedy and just, okay, I'm going to stop the buyback policy. When you stop the buyback policy, you ruined a lot of people and you didn't even think about it because you were thinking about self. And like I said, and I always will say, Deanne ought to be ashamed of herself. I get it. I give it to you. You guys had a magnificent idea and y'all could have been at the top of your game, but you guys got greedy. You got so greedy to now look at you. And I don't feel bad for none of you. I don't feel bad for none of you. And you guys know exactly what you did. And you were probably laughing then and enjoying the ride like we all were. But how about now?
Right. Because they're just watching the documentary, the numbers like plummeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it plummeted. I think that, like you said, that buyback refund, when they were like, oh, never mind. That's what killed them.
I was like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, I got to deal with those people. Those phone calls, I have to deal with that. And then it's like, I can't get mad at them. I can't have an attitude because, we'll be like, well, hold up. Don't call here talking. I can't even do that.
Right.
I got to respect how they feel because I need that same energy that I had when I took their money. I need to have that same energy because I'm taking their money and they not getting nothing for it. So I had to respect anything they had to say. And I had people call and talk a lot of stuff and I had to take it. It wasn't me that changed it. It was the owners, but I was my job and I was good at my job.
Right. Now you said that when you call people to onboard them, they would be so excited that sometimes they would host listening parties and
oh yeah.
And like, I'm wondering, like, what was the script? Like, what was the pitch? Like, how are these people just so excited over this?
Okay, so when we first started on the onboarding team, that's crazy that you said that because they had a pitch for us. They had a whole thing, right? And I probably for 2 days, and I let them know, I was like, this is not going to work for me. I'm going to tell you why it's not. And if you want to let me go, cool, I doubt it because I'm onboarding the most people. But you should take heed to what I'm saying. You are taking people's money. They are so excited to even hear from us. You guys ought to take that into consideration. Let us build a rapport. We had 6 minutes to get you on the phone, talk to you, take your money, process your order, and say goodbye. Hell, the first 6 minutes, they screaming and hollering just to be excited to get the call. So I'm like, come on, and that's where, for me, that's where it was like, okay, these are my friends. Like, it came to a point, people would have an opening party and they would fly me just to say I had Shay at my opening party, at my launch party. These are people that would fly me to wherever they stayed. I stayed at people's homes. They would put me in nice hotels. When I tell you my people there took care of me, they treated me well. Even now, I have friends now, and shout out to my friends in home office and still working at LuLaRun. I love you guys for that. Even now, I don't mention them because I have respect for them because they have a job, they have a family to feed. But I know, because they tell me, I see you, sis. You just know what it is. And I respect it because I was them at one point. Not everybody has what it takes to walk away. Luckily for me, I had a good support system. So I'm just like, and it wasn't like I was hurting for money. It was just, I'm not going to continue to do like this. Because see, karma is something. And then when it comes to knocking, it's going to come whether you want it to. And it might not be today. It might not even be this year. I'm sure they probably never thought it would come to them. But I bet you she knocking at that door right now.
I didn't see no sign of remorse in that documentary.
None. And how do you, for me, it was just like, how do you not know the address of your multi-billion-dollar company? Girl, let somebody ask me about Simply Shay. I'm going to be like 1402, woo, woo, like right. I was crazy. And then you guys are playing like, and that energy that y'all saw on there, don't believe that because that's not how she was at home office. That's not how she was at work. I mean, I give it to him. I guess lights, camera, action, I guess we all played a part in that, but she played her part well because that's not even how she act like that.
Well, she had a different energy in the deposition than she did in the interview. So.
Hey, hello. You know what I know. Hello.
That energy went down. She's like, I don't know.
That energy, and I'd be like, you should keep that same energy, sis, because I know I'm going to keep my same energy and ain't nothing you can tell me. And I always say hi. I don't say nothing bad about them. I said my experience at LuLaRun, and I said, I don't have to say nothing bad about you because it's done for me. Like, you guys did what you did. Now just take it. Like, okay, at least you guys can come out and be like, okay, look, the document's out. we screwed y'all, we sorry. You know what I'm saying? But even now, you guys are still, and I see all these little these 1-star comments that they leave on Prime. That is hilarious. Shout out to all you guys that left 1 star. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but the rest of the whole world thought otherwise.
I mean, even after everything, there was I don't remember her name, a lady at the end that was like, I'm going to rock with LuLaRun. I'm going to, and it looked like,
girl, that's what I
looked like
said.
spirals was in her eyes, like she was getting hypnotized.
She's drinking the Kool-Aid. I keep telling y'all, they got that Kool-Aid over there is something fierce.
I see.
And that's the kind of Kool-Aid I don't want no parts of, because I see it and I'm like, so y'all don't see what I see. And at first I was just like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, no, it's not you, sis. You see what you see. You see exactly what you see. So stop playing dumb and make a decision and do what you got to do, because you ain't dumb. And stop questioning yourself. You know what that first gut feeling is. You better get your ass and get on out of here while you can. And I did, straight up.
I love that, because you didn't let your ego get in the way, because you were like a celebrity,
And I don't, you guys, and it's so funny because everybody says I'm a celebrity. I don't see it that way. And when I'm at home and with my best friend, they treat me normal. I still got to take out this trash. I still have to be a mom. I still got to do what everybody else do. So it's funny to hear you guys say that or say she's iconic. That's crazy. Just for speaking my mind, I'm always going to speak my mind. But if that's what's going to put me in the rest of the world, do it. I'm going to encourage you to do it. Don't ever be scared, because that's why we are. Nothing will never get done if you don't speak out about it. I get it. Yeah, some people are scared and some people aren't. I'm a Leo. So I'm going to let you know straight up. Like, I don't have time for it. You can go on over there. If that's what you wish to do, that's fine. Because you mind your own, you live long. That's what I was taught, and I've always done that. But at some point, you got to come to be like, okay, let me go on with this, because that's not, nope. And you're not going to, I'm not going to be a part of that. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. That's what I ain't going to do.
Right. Because at the end of the day, it's about you sleeping at night, not with another person. Yeah.
Like, I know what you guys did to people. I knew people who got divorces, lost their homes. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I saw some of just one person, but I can only imagine how many people were affected, because they were kind of dividing marriages. Like, if your husband doesn't support this, and maybe you need a new husband, like comments like that. Be on your knees.
And it was
every
weird
morning,
too, because
something.
You would go to like the conventions, like we had to be a part, like we would have to go to all these learning things, and it would be so weird because Deanne would be with all the wives and Mark would be with all the husbands, and it was the weirdest thing. It was just like very culty. For me, I was just doing my job. Like, don't get to acting crazy. I'm cool. I'll do pictures with y'all and stuff like that. And for me, it was just like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, people were coming and taking a tour just so they can pass my desk, because they said they want to see where all the work happens. And I got a regular desk like you, girl, a cubicle with a whole bunch of decorative, all kind of just crazy stuff on it. So I don't want nobody to think like I had this elaborate desk and that. No, it wasn't elaborate. I had a cubicle. They were decent and nice. They weren't raggedy, and people literally would come to home office and take a tour to do that. That's how crazy we were.
Wow. So what was her approach towards single women?
It wasn't that she had an approach to it. It was her thing was like, get you a man and cater to him. And that's cool. Don't get me wrong. And that's when that time permits me to be that way. Yes. But that's not the only way a life happens. And that's not the only way to be successful. You can be successful and be single.
Right.
So, but the way she tried to, she like empowered you with it, and she like put it on you. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you want to follow her recipe, it worked for her. Just because it worked for her don't mean it might work for everybody.
Right.
And that's what ended up happening. It worked for some people, but it didn't work for everybody.
Exactly. And you said most people were either getting the lap band or they were pregnant, whatever.
Like I'm not, and people like, it's so crazy because I read the comments and stuff, and people say, well, you don't know what it feels like to be big. Correction, then you don't know me, because I will be posting all of my workouts. When I was at LuLaRun, I need everybody to know I was 210 pounds. I went and got me a trainer, and I worked out every day, 6 days a week for 2 hours, and lost 70 pounds in 3 months. And I have the receipts to So don't ever tell me that I don't know what it's like to be big. Yeah, I was offered this, but I didn't want it. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I work my ass off every day, and I will be posting that. So stay tuned. I have a lot of stuff in work, so you guys will be able to see how I look when I was at LuLaRun to how I ended up.
I look forward to that.
They think some people didn't do good after the LuLaRun thing. It wasn't that we didn't do good. Well, for me, I didn't want to be a part of it. I was just like, as long as I'm away from them, I'm good. I don't want nobody to even know. You know what I'm saying? And that's for me. But don't ever think that I'm not doing good right now. And I'm doing real good right now because of LuLaRun knows that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And just one more thing about this. So I looked up the black monkey leggings. I must have missed that while watching it. And oh my God.
Okay, so you see, like, I'm like, and somebody was like, they weren't that bad. I'm like, of course, because you're not black. So it was
blackface, like monkey.
Did you see those?
Yes, and it's on sale at Mercury and like for like $90.
Well, now $45. Look, you know me, I'm gonna do my homework. You know, you can't tell a sister nothing. She gonna go get them receipts and go do her homework. So when it's time to spill the tea, you can spill the tea. Girl, I was like $45, and I told the girl, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And they selling.
Yeah, they marking them up. I think because of the documentary.
I'm like, whatever. If I get me a pair, I'm gonna auction them off to the highest bidder. I ain't gonna even lie, because I'm gonna auction off my LuLaRun dress. I have my favorite dress. I'm gonna auction it off to the highest bidder.
But it was also other controversy.
I got a dress where all the magic happened in. Every time I wore that dress, something good happened to me, and I am gonna get rid of it. Somebody told me to hold on to it. I was like, I don't need to because I got all I needed from LuLaRun.
Right. Well, they had swastikas on one, then they had a native headdress on another. It was on change.org where there was a petition.
Yeah, girl.
Offending everybody.
Girl, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, I was like, and so yeah, I literally walked in the home office. I walked and I had the leggings too, and I was like, so y'all was okay with him when he put these into print? Because I want to know why because we have a meeting for everything. I don't care if we change the color of the paper in the damn book. We had a meeting for it. So I'm trying to figure out why we didn't have a meeting about these leggings that went into print and nobody didn't say nothing. I guess y'all was just like, oh, they was cute. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. It had nothing to do with race. It was stuff like that I had to correct. And I told everybody, any of my team, if I catch you selling them, then I'm going to drop you without remorse. I'm not going to give you a reason because I'm not getting ready to sell no blackface leggings. And matter of fact, while I'm on here, you guys can start to pack them up and send them back. If I have to pay for them and give you your money back myself.
Right.
And that's what I did. And eventually they did a callback. So I knew I was, people started sending them back that I didn't even know. They were like, oh my God. And then, you know, you got the Karens who kept them because they was just gonna do what they want to do. So it was whatever. But for the most part, they had stopped it. So I will give them that. But I had to like walk in there and be like, wait a minute. Y'all done went a little too far now. I was cool. I'm cool with everything and all of that. But the black monkey face leggings, just because I'm light-skinned don't mean not one thing. I'm going to need y'all to call them back ASAP, like right now.
Right. That was so offensive. But when I saw it, I Googled it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I did not even get that far.
Yeah. And I remember some lady saying, they're so cute and cuddly. I just looked at her. All I did, you know, the little face where you go like that, that's all I did. And, you know, I don't even respond negatively to people. I say thank you because, you know what, at the end of the day, I said what I had to say, and everybody is starting to come out. All of us can't be telling the same lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we might not tell it the same way, but you get the point. Right.
And it's on YouTube, different individual stories and of experiences with LuLaRun. So
It's just like, for me, I'm just like, it is what it is. So I mean, you either like me or you don't. There's no in between, and I'm fine with either way you go. But I said what I said, and I stand to it.
I know. Now you mentioned a drive, like you were collecting. Were you collecting?
So I did keep that. I do. I have that. So just in case they want to get just a little slick, I always put that out there. I'm not everybody else on the documentary. Tread lightly, because there were people getting threats and stuff, and you know, bullied. I'm not going for none of that. You guys not gonna bully me and threaten me because I told the truth.
Right.
So tread lightly, and we can just let us be. and let us have our documentary and y'all, walk away. Because I'm not going for it, and I mean it. Like, you guys not gonna hound me and threaten me. No.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe some people were getting bullied and threatened. And I said it from the beginning too. I was like, yeah, I'm not going for it, and I mean it. I kept everything I ever did at LuLaRun. Everything.
Wow. Well, some of the people at the beginning, they said it felt like family, and then if you didn't,
it did. I mean, I got
things.
really. When I tell you, let me tell you how lovable these people were. I would get gifts like Dooney and Burke Disney limited edition bags. They would come in these big elaborate boxes. It's for my birthday. These are people from another state. That's how serious it was. I would get all kind of elaborate. I have so much stuff, and it's just like, wow. It's just like that was a part of time in my life where it wasn't a bad thing. It was just the stuff that was going on. But I still had my friends, and I still kept them. And if I could help them, I would help them. But it was crazy.
Man.
It was a good life, though. I will say it was a good life. I lived a really good life for LuLaRun. That's what I will say. And in the beginning, it was good till it wasn't.
Right. And when it's not, it's time to hop off and move to something else.
And I was selling leggings. Like, I would get 150 leggings by 12 noon. By midnight, I would be sold out.
Wow.
So I remember I got my first delivery, and if you check my Facebook, you can see everything, just throwback bound by the years. And the story tells itself. And I even posted the UPS man, and I took pictures. I opened my box, and when I tell you Facebook went crazy, they lost their mind. I sold 150 leggings by midnight.
Wow. And see, I think it's interesting that you and there was another lady on there that was actually doing good and walked away. I'm like, man, even when they were doing great, they were like, nah, y'all sketchy. So I commended you both for that.
Yeah, because you start to think like, you don't want to be in that sketchy stuff. And plus, then I heard, then the lady that went on that, she had that overnight with her little friends, and she disappeared. And they investigated that lady. They ain't said nothing to them people. She was with all her white friends, and she disappeared. Don't nobody know. Look it up. I don't have time for that, because my family, if something happened to me, they gonna be like, Shay knew better. Ain't nobody told her to get on that damn boat, and I don't want to put all that on my friends and my family. So you know what? I'm cool. I'm grateful, and all. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It was like a shot with them all on the couch, and it was one black lady there. And she disappeared. And I'm thinking,
when y'all gonna ask where she at? When y'all gonna say what happened to her?
Right.
When somebody sees, that could be me, and I'm cool. I got enough family and friends where they'll be like, nah, you knew better. They'll be sad, they'll be sad and crying and stuff, getting, for the funeral, but they'll be talking to each other. I don't know why Shay did that anyway. You know how they are. I don't know. And doing that to her mama. That girl know her mama. See, I don't have time for that. I have to come home. All y'all talking mess about, I'm laying in the casket, gone. Girl, gone, and y'all over here. Ain't nobody told her. I'm still getting in trouble, girl, gone.
It don't matter.
They don't care, girl. I'm laying there. I'm peaceful. They over there. And ain't nobody. Why would she do that? I told her when she was selling them leggings any damn way. I could hear it. No, I'm cool. I could just hear my mom, and my mom smokes, so I could she over there with the cigarette, I don't, and Lashae's always done what she wanted, so it's whatever. I'm just, and I told her when she started selling them leggings, I told her, I bought a couple pair, but I still told her. That's my mom. When she likes to
I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, and then my auntie would be like, that girl, she always been hard-headed since she was about 15, we told you. And I'm like, so when y'all over here talking about no. But so I know, y'all enjoy y'all trip. But thank you.
Right.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that.
Right. So you mentioned at the beginning of the documentary that you've always been into fashion. So what sparked your interest in fashion?
My mom and my aunties, they dress really well. They dress very well. And I was just always intrigued by the way my mom's hair was, her nails, Like just the way she carried herself, and she was always like together. And my aunt, they have really, really, really good fashion. And for me, it was just like, I'm gonna be like that. So I'll just put my stuff together. And I hope to come out with my own sports bra soon too, because I ran track in high school, so I had really big breasts, as you can see. Yeah, I had really big breasts. And I had the surgery, so I have got a breast reduction. I was a triple F.
Oh.
Yeah. So this right here, this is good now.
Okay.
It's good now. I can wear a button up. Before I couldn't wear a button up. So I'm happy. I mean, it's been a while, and and for you guys that don't know, I'm 43 years old. So everybody that makes shot to me talking about they 26 and they fresh out of college, you guys, I am old enough to probably be your mother. I have a 17-year-old son, and I am 43 years old. No, I haven't had any surgery, nowhere. I appreciate it, but it's the funniest thing when you see all these guys asking you questions, and I'm like, you're old enough. I have a 17-year-old son, so.
You look young, though. You look amazing.
Thank you, Deb. I use Deb. Shout out to Deb.
I love you.
So yeah.
I did see on it was a site called blurredreality.com where you also started an apparel called In Hoodies or In Hoodies, NS Hoodies, or was that incorrect?
Okay, so yes, I did. So I did have one called NS Hoodies.
Okay.
So when you start a business with a friend and then things don't turn out. So that's what happened. I knew this question was gonna come. I don't have nothing bad to say. I'm getting used to saying that because woo. NS Hoodies was my old business. I did sell hoodies. So I do have a new line coming out. It's called Simply Shay. Stay tuned for that. I do have a podcast coming as well for that, and it's called So Shay. So just stay tuned. It's just been a lot of work. I'm getting used to all of this stuff because it's new. So I went and got my nails done. I want to say 3 days. I live in Orange County, by the way. And I went to the nail shop, and I walked in the nail shop, and everybody in there knew who I was.
Wow.
They're like, you're the girl off the thing, the thing. And I'm just like, I'm looking. She's like, and she pulled out her phone. She was like, this. I said, yes. She was like, honey. And I said, thank you. She said, can I get a picture? I said, so that's taking some time getting used to. But yeah, I'm taking it all in with a grain of salt. I'm very grateful. Just that people even thought that was even funny. I didn't expect for people to think about it because I didn't say it to be funny. It's what I felt at that time. And it is true. So everybody that followed me for that, that's crazy. I woke up this morning and found out I'm a gift. Like, that's a big deal. So
yes, you are. You're a meme. You're everywhere.
I'm a meme. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I was on Twitter looking at all of the comments. I put in hashtag
do you follow me
LuLaRich.
on Twitter?
Yeah, I followed you. That's how I found your email address.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
good,
and I'm like, I wonder if she'll come on my podcast. So I'm like, hey, it never hurt. So I reached out. I was super excited.
I reached out. My manager is good. Make sure you give him your info, and I'll send you a free shirt as well. But yeah, just follow me and stay tuned. I got a lot coming in. It's a lot to take in now.
Where would
and
you
then
like
you have
people
to be
to follow
politically correct. My main goal, so if anybody knows, so you guys know, so you can put the word out there, I want Chanel, and I want to go to the Oscars or either the Emmy, and I want to wear Chanel. Period.
Got you. And this time a person will make you take it off and put on LuLaRun.
I will not be taking off any of my Chanel at all. Not for no LuLaRun leggings.
I was like, what? She made a change of clothes.
Yes, I was so excited because I got this real, like, girl, when I started, my starting pay was $20 an hour. So, and I had to wait, the 90 days. You know how the job do. Let me see if we like you for 90 days. Cool. So I said, I'm about to go nails done, hair done, just look at, girl, my little outfit is so cute. And I had, you know what? I remember my shoes that I had on. I had on my Sam Edelman, and they were like my flat shoes. And everybody's like, oh my God, the new girl is so cute. And here she comes. She just gonna rain on my whole parade. And I was like, do you have a hanger? Like, I had to ask her for a hanger. And she was like, you can go put it in your car. I was like, no, I need a hanger. Then I'll go put it in my car.
Right.
That's what I dealt with.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Lashae, if you can describe yourself in one word, what would it be and why? That's our staple question.
Ready to take on the world.
I like it.
It's been a long time coming. I've been through a lot of stuff. Everybody sees this personality girl, and not that I've had a bad life where I come from like, oh, I'm poor, I came from poverty, and now no, my mom did what she was supposed to, so it wasn't nothing like that. But I've had a lot of tragic in my life, and it's like, ooh, Lord, when you gonna bless me with something? So for me, I think this is probably my blessing. When I say I'm probably gonna write a book, yeah, I will be disclosing on October 5th some personal things as well, though, so you guys can get to know who I am. But I've been through a lot, and that road has been very long and very, very hard, but I've managed to stick through it. I'm glad I've stuck through it. I guess for me, it's like, okay, wait, so this is the bigger picture now, because I'm still taking it all in. I'm like, is this real? Like, you can go, my sister texted me. I can't say what she said because, she's my sister. She texted me. She was like, beep, 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 beep. Girl, you could Google your name, girl. So that was like, I said, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I know, but I got to be at work at 6 o'clock, girl. I just need to tell you that. So that's the kind of stuff that I get from my sisters that mean a lot to me. I'm the older sister. Me and all my sisters are born in August, so you could imagine growing up in a house full of Leos. And they're everything. Yeah, and I'm the nice one. I'm the oldest, but I'm the nice one. I'll leave it at that.
My sister's a Leo, so she's the younger one.
Okay, when's her birthday?
July 26th.
Oh, yeah.
And she believes she's the oldest, so I call her my little big sister.
Oh, yeah. She's the oldest for sure.
Yes, yes. I'm a Gemini, so I can't even match a Leo.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. We just too full. It's just too much. It just keeps losing out. I get it, because sometimes I have to wheel it back in. So I do know that. I will admit that a Leo is a lot of work. I will admit that.
But y'all are so lovable and honest.
I was just gonna say, but when we love you, we love you.
Yeah,
baby. You do wrong to a Leo, honey. I'm sorry for you. For sure. I'm a sweetheart, though. I'm really a sweetheart. And it's taken me a lot to get to where I am, too. I will say that. Like, don't think like, it's like, oh, no, it took me a lot. I had to change a lot of stuff about me, too. I had to change a lot about me. So, and at 43, I'm still learning.
That's you never stop learning. When you stop learning, you stop growing.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just like, whoa. I'm like, okay, it's a lot to take in, but if the power is given to you, that means at some point you're ready. So I also believe that the good Lord wouldn't put me here if I wasn't ready. And all the times that I thought I was ready, and all the times that I had to go through the struggle, and all the times where he had to humble me, per se. And I thought I was ready. And now that I'm here, I can honestly say, baby girl, you wasn't nowhere near ready. That's what I will.
Love it, love it, love it. Lashae, thank you so much for being.
You guys are so welcome, and thank you for having me.
Because I have enjoyed this interview, and I mean, just keep being authentically you, man. People are so afraid of that, and you are fearless. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And just keep in touch with me. You have all my info. So if you ever need me to come on your show, I got you.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you. Thank you. And where can everybody reach you on Instagram or Twitter?
Everything, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything is Lashae Kimbrough or either Lashae_Kimbrough. I'm sure if you type the name in the search engine, it will come up now. As if before it didn't, it will now. Shout out to Roberta Blevins for everything. Shout out to Amazon Prime Video. You guys are amazing. You guys are keeping me busy. Shout out to Brent, my manager. I love you, sweetie.
Yeah, he was super nice.
Thank you. He's a doll, you guys. I love him. You guys don't even know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much again. And listeners, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If anything, to be careful of those MLMs out there. And
leave them alone. They not worth it, you guys. Leave them alone. Y'all will be selling your soul for a package that y'all don't even need.
It's almost best to just get your own EIN and go with
you know, in a minute, I'm getting ready to start y'all and give y'all a guided way. I did all that on my own. I did it online. Go get you a LLC, start you a business, get your name branded, start your own stuff. That way you ain't got to answer to nobody else. It's yours.
Right. Because these MLMs, just like I saw in the documentary, everybody was saying, but this was my business. This is my business. It was never really your business.
No, you was just making money for Mark and Deanne because they sure was living the life because I was living it with them.
Right.
And we was living good. I know that's horrible, but I'm being honest. Like, I'm not going to act like I didn't play a part either. Because people thought they were just like, well, you were enjoying it. Yep, I was. I'm not going to sit up here and say I wasn't because I was. You would like to fly on jets and stay in the top hotels and eat really good food and all of that. So, and it was good. It was
right. Good. But when it became, you know, like you said, when it was good, when it was good, and it was not when it was not. So
period.
You know, and in life there are seasons, and I think the wisdom comes when you know when the season is ended.
That part right there. That part.
And I felt that's exactly what you did. Like, this is over.
Yep. I'm like, I'm good. Thank you.
And that takes courage and wisdom, honestly, because some people don't know when it's there.
You guys want to know what's going on in my mind when I was like, okay, I can stay one more month and get another like $6,000 or $10,000 check, and then I'm gonna walk away. You know, I did that for 3 months before I finally walked away. I'm like, okay, just one more month, and that's how it was. And I was like, if I keep telling myself one more month, I'm gonna be here another 5 months. There was when you see people they not able to do like you, it's like, damn, you're not doing what I'm doing. It's like, nah, what you doing? Like, well, I'm doing what they say doing, but you didn't have the same resources as me. And I didn't know that at the time. I knew that after the fact. No wonder I was doing good. Y'all already had 25 people for me. Y'all had to go recruit. I couldn't tell you what it was like to recruit because I know I didn't do that. And some people were like, well, you had it made. To some degree I did, but I still had to go on Facebook and do what you guys had to do and still had to bust my behind.
Right. Plus you were in the beginning, and where the MLM slowed down is when you're at that bottom. You know, like it's the people that started off first that kind of still, you know, reap the benefits. But when the lower you start, or the later you start, the worse or harder it gets.
You know? And that's how it is. So it's just like, you know, that's cool. I'll figure it out. I'd rather do something else. And I did. And I turned out okay.
Yeah. Most definitely. Well, listeners, you know, don't forget to be your own kind. For real, be your own kind. And don't forget to be kind to one another. And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.